Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here today. This evening, we're so happy and so excited to have a wonderful friend and YouTube personality that everyone has fallen in love with so quickly. And that's Joan Brodie. She does some Joan Brodie, I'm sorry. Joan Brodie, she does some wonderful videos, wonderful content. She's amazing. I want to introduce you to my co-host and co-producer first, though, executive producer Kelly, and then we'll let Joan tell us a little bit about herself, and we're going to inquire for the rest.
Hi guys, it's Mama, Hip Flippin' Mama, aka Kelly. You know me on YouTube as Hip Flippin' Mama. I am the executive producer of this program, and as such, I demand that everyone who is not yet subscribed to my YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000. Please. Pardon the bronchitis.
Oh my goodness.
So there, I bypassed the paycheck this week.
There you go. Thank you.
Myself out.
Let's take it to Joan now. All right, Joan, tell us a little bit about yourself before we ask more beautiful questions about you.
Okay. I started YouTube December 2017 just because, you know, I just decided I've been doing all this thrifting, I've been doing everything, and I started just actually on a tablescape collaboration. And then I fell in love with it. And, you know, Dallas, well, actually, Texas is a very good area for thrifting. And I mean, would find some finds, and I felt like I really needed to share it. Then it just seemed to open up a little connection after the live videos and with the jewelry with people all over the world. I have subscribers in just about every country, and they jump on Saturday nights. I've gotten to meet some very good friends. I love it, but it also is a very good source for reselling. It really is. It's a very good. And you also, what I do is that you can kind of gauge pricing in different areas by what other people's, you know, like what's selling, what's not. The profit margin really is good here in Texas because we get things so cheap, you know. So where other people don't, I did realize that. But that's basically where I am. I'm just an old retired lady running around thrifting. That's all.
No, you are far from that. You've got quite an interesting background. You're retired, and let me just get this out real quick and ask you, because I've always been curious. I have a very high reverence for cops, for policemen, for officers. What is the term you prefer, and are you offended by the term cop?
No, I'm not offended, because basically that's just what it's always been, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, a police officer. And I remember when I first started, they were trying to call us police women. Get out of here. But no, police officer, cop, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay.
And I loved it. I loved the job. I wouldn't have retired so early had I not got injured. I was injured, so I had to leave. I was injured in the line of duty. Yeah. Yeah. But I would not have left. So I would still be doing it. I really enjoyed it.
How long were you a policeman?
20 years.
20 years. Wow. And I was going to say, though, that I think part of your personality, maybe it served you well as a police officer as well, because you seem to have a real rapport with people. And I think that's something that may be lacking, and can all in other areas, not just in policemen, but in every field. I think it's such an important skill to have. You have a wonderful communication about you. You're very funny. You're very intelligent. So how do you think that has served you in your YouTube?
I do think it, and I think I became that way from being a police officer, because you have to. You deal with especially where I worked. I worked in Camden, New Jersey, and Camden, New Jersey is always in the top 5 on the worst cities in America, crime wise. And so you meet people from all walks of life every day. I mean, they always say in the first year you get 10 years experience if you work in the city where I worked. So I think that's where it came from, is you have to know, and you have to be quick with it to know what you're dealing with, because if you talk to somebody and engage the right way, you never have to. I mean, you know, 95% of the time, because then you do have to 5 times, but you don't have to go through that physical thing. I just learned how to do it, just learned how to catch somebody in the right way. And, you know, it just worked for me, learning how to, you know, see who they are and reply to that. and deal with people on their level, you know. And
Yeah,
and it just followed me through the rest of my life. Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely think being clever, being quick-witted that way, you know, we often as women get tagged as petty and gossips, and but I had experiences with women who were police officers in when I worked in a community center. And I often found that they have a way about speaking, especially the juveniles. They kind of really communicate well with them. I don't know if it's a nurturing thing. Again, I don't like to stereotype, but I really think there's something that we need more and more women as police officers. I think they serve such a big demand in that way where they can quell those situations, they can diffuse those situations, like
It
you
is.
said, not having to resort.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it really is. It's a motherly instinct, and it's you know, and I tend to do that even now with people. Like even we get the trolls that come on, I try
Yeah.
to invite the channel. It's like everybody laughs at me, and I'll say, "Oh, well, you
I
guys
do that too.
together, yeah."
I do that too. I'm like, you are welcome in my channel, Mr. Troll. As long as you are good, Mama loves you. And a lot of times the trolls they're fine. And I'll tell people they're not causing any trouble. They're being good for Mama. Just
Yep.
leave them alone.
You know,
Yeah.
it's funny that I have gotten some to hang around. We've gotten some to turn into subscribers, and it's so
Yeah.
funny. We get the young boys that do the video gaming, and they'll come in late at night and they'll say, "Oh, I really like this. This was so fun." At the end of the chat, you know, it's so funny. It's just funny.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
we're so glad that you found YouTube. You said you started with Tablescapes as a collaboration, so you were a fan. You
Yes,
used to watch those kinds of videos as well.
yes, and of course, I watched your thrifting. That's how I really, when I first got to Texas, I thought I'm gonna look up thrifting because I've never thrifted before, guys. In New Jersey, it's so expensive; it's cheaper to go to the store and find a
Wow.
sale. So I never thrifted. You know, this was brand new, but I knew that moving from, I had sold so many of my expensive things for so cheap on these apps and stuff. I said, I'm going to try the thrift stores when I get there. And then I looked up on YouTube thrifting. You were one of the first people I saw, Thelma Thrift. I'll never forget that. I said, she had the most beautiful hair. You know, your,
Thank
and
you.
I found a couple other people on here. And then I said, well, let me start looking for these thrift stores. Yeah, that's exactly how.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Joan, your sister Donna Brodie is watching and
Oh,
cheering you on.
that's awesome. And we have followed her to her visits to back to New Jersey and all of that. So what brought you to Texas? That's a big change culturally and everywhere.
you know what, Thelma? I just wanted to change, and I looked at the map on my cell phone and pointed, closed my eyes, picked, and I found a locator. I had never been here before. And I
Wow.
found a locator, and she found this place for me, and I moved here. Yep, just looking for a change. Yep.
Just looking for a change. And that I think that's so incredible. I
Yep.
love seeing that when people can get up and go like that.
Yep.
That's incredible. And so you walked into the thrift store and what were you taken aback by? Everything.
Everything. When I got here, I couldn't, at first, you know what I did? Little rookie move. I started buying everything.
Well, we all do that. Look around.
Yeah. Right back into some things I was still donating back with the tags on them because I was buying. Then I thought I had some furniture shipped here from New Jersey. It was too big when I got here. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to decorate. That's what I'll do. And I could not spend. I gave myself the $1,500 budget. And being here in Texas, I could not spend the $1,500, even
Oh
with
my gosh.
pieces. The things are just. I mean, you can go to Quarter Day, and you can decorate a whole room. You know.
Exactly. And I love what you're doing with your content. You do the jewelry jars like no one else does them. They're hilarious. I love it. You get super, super lucky. You've gotten the James Avery, the Cartiers. You have gotten the good stuff. No doubt about that. But I love your decorating sense as well, your fashion sense, and you bring all that in. So that's really fabulous. Do you change your decor often? Does it keep you from getting stagnant, as far as emotionally and things?
Yeah, and that had been, but I said this year I was going to relax on it because I was changing every season. So what I'm going to I'm going to wait because actually I wanted to move this year. It's not going to work out. But I think next year I'm going to just actually start looking 6 months in advance and look maybe to buy because I think I'm going to stay here. I wanted to leave, but I think this is the best place for me. I think I found my place here, and I think it's going to work out for me and what I want to do with the rest of my life. So I think I'm going to stay here, and I think I'm going to look to buy next year. So I said I'm going to away, and I'll start again. You know, once I move into a house. But I think I said it. I said yeah. If I lemons for decoration, I would decorate my Christmas tree with lemons this year, so I won't have to change.
Lemons and the chickens. You made me laugh so hard with that rooster of yours, that naughty boy of yours that keeps tell us about him.
Always, it's always somebody. Always, I tell you, I always have something going on. Always. But I love doing the lives. I mean, I run into we meet so many people, and some good, some bad. But we try to just ignore and shut down the bad, and then pick up, you know, and find the friendship. I had met really good friends on here, you know. So it's been a good thing. It really has.
Uh-oh.
I think we might have lost Thelma, did we?
Yeah, she'll pop back in, honey.
Yeah.
So one thing that I want to say to you, Joan,
Uh-huh.
is that, you know, I had been watching you for a very long time. And one of the reasons that I watch you is because you are so incredibly real. You are so incredibly authentic. People say these things about me, and I think, huh, what? But in watching you, you know, I've had a lag where I've only watched one or two people. I've been so busy since I've quit my full-time job and become a full-time reseller a few months ago.
Right.
So I've stopped watching 90% of who I used to watch, and I only watch a couple of people. Pardon my voice. But one of the things I always have loved about you, and when I found out, I binge watched you when I found out we were having you on, I was so excited, is you'll be sitting there and you'll be talking about like your last thrift haul. You were talking about your thrift haul, the 5 candle holder that had the Capo di Monte.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Who cares if it's got some chips in it? Unless you're on top of it, you're not going to know.
Exactly.
You're going, what do I want to call this? I can't think of it. What's the word? I don't know the word. Help me think it. Well, what's the word? And I love that about you because I am so much like that too. I'll sit here and I'll go, what was I talking about?
Oh, it's so funny. I think it's the
What?
50. I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I'm 50. I'm 50, you know? And so, yeah, and I love that about you. And you are just no frills. You should just say it like it is. If something happens, it doesn't matter. You just roll with it. You know, it's like me falling out of my chair. No big deal. I just kind of shake my head. I get up and I sit my butt back down. You're the same way.
Oh, thank you.
Let me check the chat here and see if we've got any questions for you.
Okay. I'm ready. Hi, Aria. That's my niece saying hi to me. I see.
Oh, hello, Aria. You've got a wonderful aunt. No, okay, so some people say they can only see me. So Thelma might end up sending another link to us.
Yes, I just see. She said I got kicked off. We might have to start again.
Yeah.
I just see. I can see.
But let me ask you this, Vanessa, I saw Vanessa in the thing. Joan, what is your favorite thing to thrift to flip? What's your favorite thing? The one thing you can never say no to?
Handbags.
Handbags?
Yes.
Aren't you worried that they're not going to be authentic?
No, because I know them. I could spot them a mile away. I could spot them. Like this right here is not a handbag, but this is Dooney and Burt. It's a Dooney and Burt notepad. I got this for 81 cents. 81 cents. gorgeous piece. And I keep all my notes and all of my stuff in here. I just brought this down just so I had to pick up if I had to get some notes. But I get stuff like this. This sells for like 150 bucks online today.
Mm-hmm.
Got it for 81 cents. There's
Wow.
so much money in them. And I know them, like I can just spot them far away, you know. I know it, right?
I'm always worried that I'm going to end up with a hello, Thelma.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
This is my show now. So you are now the executive producer.
I know. Now you stole Joan. You're her friend now.
You know, as soon as you popped away, I just jumped in like
You know
the
what they say?
professional that I am.
Yes.
Yeah, like the professional that I am. And I just took right over.
Oh my gosh. Okay, where are y'all?
I was just telling Joan that I'm afraid to sell handbags on eBay, although I am going to start because I have like 50 to sell.
Yeah.
I'm so afraid of selling a knockoff and then getting into trouble. I know how to authenticate a coach. I'm not worried about the coaches. It's everything else, that I'm worried about being able to authenticate.
Oh, well, let me.
The weight of it. You got if it's a name brand bag, the weight of it is going to be a little heavy because they use better metals, better hardware on, things, and the leather. So
as soon as you touch it, you'll know. You know how to touch, and get to know it. Go to those stores, pick up those expensive bags and touch them and look at them so you can know what you're going to look for. But I was trying to shout some people out in the chat and say hello. That's how I got lost. Can you do that, Kelly? Can you see the people in the chat?
I can. We've got Vanessa yes, we have Vanessa. We've got Kathleen from This and That. Kate Dallas, welcome. Jude, of course, hello. Criselda Flores, thank you for being here. Lori Reeves, of course.
They're here.
Maury's here. Yeah, Maury's here. Jennifer Hayes. We've got Carmel Gang is here.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you so much for being here to help support Joan and help support us, you guys. It really, really makes a difference. Hello, Donna Brodie, Joan's sister, who's now my new best friend.
Awesome. And we're throwing the links. Throw your link, Miss Joan. Let Kelly throw your link down there. If you're not subscribed, you're probably under a rock, because this lady has been on a trajectory of success since, what was it, 7 months ago? And you've already got close to, what, 6,000 or so?
Oh, wait, that's not the right link.
It's been a year now. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's awesome, though. Yeah. And so you were talking about handbags. Now, when I first found you, it was a very nice lady, Debbie Mitchell, who said, you got to go see Joan. She's so funny and so good at the jewelry jars. And she said, she mentioned your name or something. And then, of course, I was hooked like everybody else. But I remember asking you about selling, and you weren't selling. But I just, like everyone else, we started buying too much. And then when did you start selling? And are you doing it privately, direct sales, or?
Yeah, I'm doing on the local apps, and I'm doing, I have a booth. So
yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about too.
Yeah, I just started selling the bags. So they fly off the shelves.
Oh, cool. So you just started the booth enterprise, right? A month or two ago?
Yeah, about 3 months. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're liking it. Successful for you so far?
Hey, I could use better traffic, but I'm making enough to bring in a profit. So
good.
I got $170 some profit after my rent was paid there last month. So that was the best I got. But it's going slow. And they told me 3 months it would start being okay. I haven't had to pay rent yet, so my stuff has paid the rent and gave me a profit every month. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. People will start looking for your shop. And are you rotating your things in there as well?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And the funny thing is, one lady was waiting for a sale, and I went and removed some stuff when they came in and she asked. So the guy called me and said, do you still have this? Because this lady really wants it.
Oh.
She thought it was going to be a sale, and she was waiting because she comes every week. So I did take it back down and sell it to her. But yeah, they do. I have been moving stuff through there pretty good.
That's great. That's great. And you're selling mostly home decor. Are you selling the jewelry yet, or is that too difficult to do right now?
Not the single pieces of jewelry there.
Right.
doing the bags, and also got all kinds. I have Brahmin, I have Coach, I even have a Bally bag down there. I've been saying they're selling pretty good down there too.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're
That's
doing.
awesome.
A funny story I had them about the first time I did a jewelry jar, and it was, I want to say it was like March 1st of last year, and I was like, oh, I'm in the store, and I told my sister Donna and my daughter, I said, I got this jewelry jar. I think I'm gonna do this on the video and just open it up to see what's in here and let my subscribers see it. I said, I didn't know anything about jewelry jars at this time. I thought I invented it. So I did. When I tell you, everybody start popping up saying, you should see Thelma. I said, well, I follow Thelma, but I never noticed the jewelry. It was so funny. When I tell you, I thought I had invented it. And
Well, you reinvented it because nobody does it like you. And then you pay what, like $4, $2 for these jars? It's amazing. I need to go down there or up there, Dallas.
I think that's why she pays so inexpensively for the jars and the bags. That's why her great big craft blocks are only $14 and they're a gallon and a half size bag. I'm thinking, Joan, why are you selling them so cheaply? But then you think she doesn't pay much for her bags.
No, and then her commentary, oh my gosh, it's like never a dull moment. You're
Oh
just
yeah,
chuckling. You're just too funny, Joan. You're so, I think that's why everybody loves you. What is that?
Chanel. Look at that.
Ooh.
Yep. I took them to Chanel. They said about $400.
How fabulous. And they're rose
the bag.
Egg was $4.99.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are earrings, right? I think I saw when you showed those. They're earrings. Yeah. And did that turn out to be rose quartz, or what is that material?
Actually a resin. They said it was about 15 years ago. They came out with this line to do costumes. It's sterling silver and resin. And then there's the Swarovski. I keep messing up that. Little stones in there, crystals in there.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of their jewelry is not always the karat gold variety. You walk into their salons, they have a lot of plastic jewelry. They have a lot of gold tone jewelry. I sold a Chanel gold tone on Posh for $200, and it was it had some charms, but I knew it was very distinct with the logo in the back with the crown. And I did a lot of research on it and so forth, had it authenticated, and it had a lot of wear, and it still garnered a little over $200, I believe, on Posh. So yeah, look for that costume jewelry that you think, but again, I'm sure you saw a distinct mark about it, the quality, the design, the beauty.
Yeah, it's there. I don't know if you guys can see that little silver.
We can.
Yeah, it was, but I opened the bag in the parking lot. When I saw it,
yeah,
on my lap, I opened and I went digging because I only saw one, and I was like, oh my God. So I get in the car, I rush out. I felt like I was stealing, and I ripped it open, and it found both, and they had the mark. So when I took them to the right down the road, and I went down there, and I asked her. She said they originally sold for $7.95. Said roughly about $400. That you
easily, maybe even more since they're unique. Maybe since they're rare, you might even get some more. Had you ever heard of James Avery before you came to Texas?
Never. Not even this. The one that I have on now, Lori Mill.
I
had never heard of this, and I looked it up, and I said, "Wow!" I mean, I did not believe, and I got this. I actually paid. This was $19.99, but I had a $10 coupon at that thrift store, so I paid. And it's roughly about $250 they run for.
And is that silver? I think I missed that jar.
Yeah, this was it wasn't the bag. I just brought the necklace by itself.
Oh, you get a lot of stuff in the counter too, don't you?
Yeah. So, and this right here, what is her name? Let me see here. I think it's Lori Mill. Yeah. And I had never heard of it. Come to find out, she's a local Texas. This is a Texas brand.
Oh, okay.
And it's can you see that?
That's gorgeous.
Oh, that looks substantial. That looks very heavy.
Now, I thought it was one of those, the cream perfumes, but everybody was telling me it's like a prayer box. You put your prayer in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so different. I've never seen one in that shape. They're purple squares.
Clear. Yeah. Really nice, really nice piece. I mean, I get so much stuff, so it's not funny from different. Yeah. Yeah.
And you love the Alex and Annie too.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
When did you start loving jewelry? Is it like the rest of us that have to, I don't know if you, I'm sure you probably wore a uniform when you were a policeman, but a lot of people who have to wear uniforms, they have like this real love for jewelry because it's like their only accessory that they can put on. When I had to wear scrubs as an autism therapist, I felt so stifled. That was one of the reasons I wanted to go on to just teaching and be able to put on that jewelry and what I wanted to wear. It's crazy.
and I wore jewelry as a cop. I wore a necklace. Always wore bracelets. I always wore a watch. Always a nice watch. And we could only wear like studs, but I would wear them. And we had to wear our hair tied up. And
Yeah. And I assume no nails either, huh?
nope. But
I can't believe you buy those nails.
and when we were at the academy, we couldn't. But then afterwards, I had done again. I always had my nails done. I would be running around with nails like this long one. Yeah.
Yeah, they look good on you.
Always.
And I love your thrift hauls with your clothing too. You have a wonderful taste in fashion, and I like the way you don't, you have no qualms about that. There's really something very exciting, I think, when you can put something on that changes your mood. How do you find that with fashion?
Well, you know what? I love it. And actually, I've always been a clothes fanatic, but I spent way too much in New Jersey. I mean, I would just, like, I had the ladies at Macy's at Strawbridge years ago. They had my number where they would call me and say a sale is going on. My sister, we used to, and then one of my sisters worked at Strawbridge's, and she would call us. And then we would call, and she would pick stuff and put it to the side for us when they had big sales. Once I came here and I 25-cent sales, and then like St. John, and I mean things that you could getting. I found so many bags, like bags I wanted for years that I didn't buy because being a single mother, you just didn't go out and spend $1,500, $1,600, $2,000 for but I've had now maybe 5 Luella bags, and they were older bags, but I still get compliments on them. I found so many bags, name brand, Balenciaga, all the bags I wanted here in Texas. And so to, still have that fashion sense, but I'm like a workout lady now and thrift. And so I don't wear my stuff often, but I have lots of clothes.
Yeah. I love that. I love when people don't lose their sense of wanting to look nice. It doesn't matter if you're in your 40s, 30s, 20s, if you want to look, it's like an innate thing, and there's just nothing wrong with that. I don't think we should have any qualms about that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. But I'm glad you're doing well with the booth. Is there anything else that you're doing now to remove some of the fabulous things you find?
Well, now I'm prepping jewelry. And so I am going to be selling singles, and I'll probably be using Facebook for it and maybe some YouTube. Selling off, I have some beautiful pieces. I mean, beautiful pieces deserve to be sold, separately and not just in bags. I'm trying stuff that really isn't that big of a deal. I'm throwing in bags and getting it out, but really nice pieces I'm going to go ahead and sell them separately. So
you think you'll do some auctions or some pop-up sales here on YouTube?
Yep, I'm going to do it.
That'll be good. That'll be good. And have you done Facebook Marketplace at all? I'm doing Facebook auctions, but I haven't done the marketplace itself, but I know it's very lucrative for some people.
It is. I have made some really nice chunks of money. And like I'll find an antique firebox. And it's like it wasn't brass. It was tin over wood. And I just looked, to me, it was like, I said, what is this thing? I don't know what it is, but I brought it because it was $6.99. Well, I sold it for $150 on Facebook Marketplace.
Wow.
Like stuff like that I don't know, and I did, and I'm like, I don't know this, but however, it looks like it's something. Sometimes I'll take a chance. Like I did on the charms I found. I have this sitting here to show you. I found this little bag yesterday, and it was bundled up like this in the thrift store, and it was $6.99. I couldn't tell, but I said something in there. My subscribers, I said my spidey senses was tingling, so I brought it. Well, no sterling silver charms.
Oh my gosh, a bag full of charms.
Yes.
Oh wow. Any James Avery in there or anybody else?
Oh my God, don't know. So I'm going to be doing.
Oh, you're gonna have to, and then you're gonna have to go on eBay and look for all those comps of the top sellers, because there's names that come in all the time that we may not even know. Like you mentioned that little necklace. Wow.
Yeah, you got to look her up because she's one to look for. I just
Yeah.
this chain, and when I saw this, I said, you know what, I'll take it. I had a $10 off coupon, so I paid $10 for this. I had never heard of it before. Yeah.
Another one to look out for, Joan, here in Texas is Jeep Collins, like the car,
Huh?
and then the last name is Collins. And he's also a kind of a contemporary of James Avery, and his stuff is very unique. I don't even know if he's still in business, but anytime you find anything from him, you can expect a lot more than melt value on their items as well, or than a standard, sterling silver item would garner, because of that name, Jeep Collins. So that's a really, really good thing to look out for here in Texas too. I found a few things, and Tanya at Thrifty Treasures has mentioned that one as well.
You guys don't pay sales tax in Texas, do you?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yeah.
I thought there was no state taxes in Texas.
It's no state
income.
Mm-hmm. Not property. That's it. Property income.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we do get 2 tax-free holidays, I think, right before school, and I forget which other one they do. It's tax-free day.
Yeah.
But other than that, we do get a sales tax. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it varies. Like you can be at a suburb and it's a little bit higher than in the city, or vice versa. So that, because we have a lot of incorporated cities, especially here in Houston, so that changes the dynamic as well.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like in the DFW area, for the most part, is 8.25. It can go up a little bit, or it might drop a tiny bit. Yep.
Now, I'm not too familiar with your neck of the woods there, Plano and Dallas. So are you like in an urban area? Are you that close to Dallas?
I'm about 25 minutes driving up from Dallas. About 5 minutes. If you're probably can get here in about 20 minutes if you get on the tolls, with tolls. So yeah, I tried it. And the funny thing is, when I got here, the GPS would put me on a toll to go 1 block.
No. Oh, I hate that. Oh my gosh.
Quick. And I turned off tolls on my phone. But I can get to Dallas pretty quick, but it is an up and coming. Plano is up and coming. Probably more up than coming now. But when I first got here 5 years ago, so much has changed. It's so many new buildings here. And it's really a place where you don't have to go to Dallas if you don't want to.
Yeah.
All the movies, the nightlife, it's very family oriented. Sports is going crazy here. And I'm about 5 minutes from the Star, the new Cowboys practice stadium.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice. So, well, then I can imagine why they put so many nice things in your thrift stores. Now, I know you've mentioned your favorite one, so you don't have to, but you don't really do Goodwill, Salvation Army. You have like the little mom and pop places you like better, right?
Yes. Now, Goodwill, we just got one in Frisco, and I don't know, it hasn't changed yet. They built it brand new. And they actually have the old Goodwill prices. And it's, not bad. The older Goodwills here, they're selling Dollar Tree plates for $1.99. That's why I don't. And they never have.
Yeah, I see a lot of that too. Were there any questions for Miss Joan, Kelly?
Just now, excuse me, Kay Dallas asked or says, if you live in Plano and drive to Garland thrift stores, you're going quite a distance to find the deals. I remember you saying you went to one in Garland in one of your videos.
I go to Garland, but Garland is maybe a 15 to 18-minute drive from me. If she local, because if I take Jupiter, I'll leave Plano and go to Jupiter. It's not that far of it's an easy ride. It's not too far. It's nowhere near it's never taken me more than 40 minutes, even on a heavy traffic day.
So you don't have the traffic that like Dallas has.
Oh boy, yeah, we do, but it's a certain time of day. So that sometimes it'll get close to 5, and I'll say I'll just pull over and walk around this other store. My subscribers hear me say that. It was around the time of day, like the other day I went into Hobby Lobby. I said I'll spend an hour in here and let traffic go by. If I get caught in Dallas or one of the areas like Garland coming home, because you'll be stuck in traffic. Yeah. Yeah, but no.
I do too. I don't like to go out of the way. I
Mhm.
don't have to. I work out of the way. So on the way home, I stop at the ones that are close to me.
Right.
Here on the weekends, I go to the ones that are close to me. I try to avoid weekends because they're too crowded. And then now we only have one discount day at the Goodwill, so that's the only day I'm gonna really go look for jars if I go just for that reason. But yeah, it's hard fighting traffic. But I'm glad you have all those other local places.
Yeah,
And
you guys.
make sure and subscribe to Joan. Her link has been put in the. Do you have an Instagram, Joan?
I do. It's Miss Joni B.
Okay.
MIZZJIBEE.
Okay, I'm going to look for you there and add that later in the description so people can follow you there as well, because she's just a wonderful content creator, guys. She stays on and does these wonderful chats that are productive and constructive. And I just love when you, after you show the jewelry and you talk to everyone, we feel like we're just all there having lunch with you.
Mhm.
So fun, Joan. I so appreciate that kind of ambiance in this community. Did you ever do the Las Vegas? I must have missed it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I went in the same exact days that I said I was going to go on the
Mhm.
5th,
Yes.
and I came home on March 1st. Yeah. Oh, it was fun. You know what? Here's what I learned.
What?
Plan again, and plan some more, and then plan again. So,
Yeah.
how that I chose was frightful. I didn't know the area. I just went on a whim, and I don't regret it because I had a nice time. One of my subscribers emailed me while I was there. Said, "Hey, I'll stick around." So it was so fun, much fun. Like the last couple of days, I did have a chance to get around, and she showed me around. We went and played bingo in the casino one night. We had a ball.
Fun.
Yeah,
Well,
but
we need to plan it again and do, a little meetup and with your subscribers and your fans and your friends. I would love to meet you there again. I just, for some reason, I didn't follow all of the dates you were going to do, and I really regret that because I love your channel.
well, thank
I
you.
love your personality, and you've talked many times about the tragedy in your life, losing your son at, how old was he, 20?
He was 21. Yeah, he was getting ready in 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and always, I'm always, heartened by that because my sister lost her daughter at 19 suddenly as well to meningitis. There was no long goodbye or any of that. And I admire people who can still put their boots on, put a smile on, make other people smile, which is the most important thing, I think, is that you never have that. It never comes off as, other than what can we do together to lift ourselves all up. You always shout out your fans, your subscribers, the ones that are starting channels. You're the first one to talk about them. I admire that so much about you, Joan. I really just want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, because I felt like, here's the thing. I was in a state of depression, like bad. And my sister can attest to it. I was mean. I was angry. I was hurtful. I just didn't care until one day I was going to therapy. And one day it hit me. It's not you. God didn't take you. God took your son. Now you're going to miss him, but which means you still have life to live. So now I had to find myself picking up and making up those 3 years that I stayed in that hateful state. And I had to share myself with people and be used in service, and that's what I try to do. So the fact that I was able to pick up and start this YouTube channel, I tell everybody, try it. It might, whoever has that desire to try it, try it and just see. And I mean, we've had people leave, come to my channel, and they start channels and they're very productive. They're being paid already and all kinds of stuff. You just do it from your heart. I tell people, don't run it around putting on a face of makeup if you don't wear makeup every day. Don't run your hair done or you just be you from your heart, because you never have to remember what you tried to do before if you just don't do.
Yeah. And
Joan, you're getting so much love in the chat, my love.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody.
Can I ask Joan, is it rude of me to ask how your son passed?
He was murdered. No, it's not rude. Nope, I love to share it. I love to share that story. I used to say to him, by the time he was like maybe 19, I just started worrying about him. Every little thing. he was the sweetest person in the world, but I just worried. And he just was living a young man's life. Never had got a chance to get married or have children or anything. He was just living that life. And so he was at a party and had just got there. He got there about 10:10. By 10:29, he was dead. Somebody just walked up to him, and he was coming down the stairwell, and he didn't even know the person. It was never any. They say the man was mentally ill or something, and stabbed him in his heart. Never had a chance to defend himself.
Yeah. And Joan is very open with that story. She brings it up whenever it just happens to come up. And that's another thing that I'm taken to, because my sister always tells me too, don't ever be afraid to bring up my daughter's name. I always want to bring up her name, no matter what the circumstances or whatever. So that's what I'm saying about her channel. It's just so real, and it's fun, and it's still informative, and it's all in one wonderful package. And that's why we love you so much, Joan. And I can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. Is there anything else you want to show us from your thrift store or anything?
Funny that I did get, on top of that, I got this.
Oh, is that another one?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, look at her. She's
Yeah.
a Chanel queen now.
Are you keeping it, or are you thrifting it, or are you selling it?
I'm not sure. My daughter is like saying, "Mom, I will disown you if I don't get it."
Sometimes we got to give it to our daughters too, don't we?
Yeah, she
Joan,
said,
we have a question in the chat. We realize that you do love to flip handbags, but what is the item that the one item that is your favorite that you've ever thrifted? The one item that sticks in your head as the best deal, the best thing you've ever thrifted?
okay, it's a couple, but the one that pops up is that first Luella bag I ever thrifted, and that bag was a black Luella, and it was $37. Now everybody knows that's a lot of money for me to spend thrifting here in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
However, I knew that bag was originally $1,600, and I had wanted it. Let me explain. I went to Chinatown, and I brought it fake back in 2000 when they first came out,
Mm-hmm.
And I used to carry that thing to pride. And then I was like, okay, I'm over the fake bags. One day, now here we are, almost 17 years later, and I found it for $37. And that one pops in my mind. Now I found Balenciaga, I found Burberry, I found all the names that you could possibly, but that one is the one that I really wanted back in, years ago. So that, but then I also had dishes. Like I'll never forget finding my first full set of Williams-Sonoma dishes. I always wanted them. But like I said, being a father with a mortgage, car, and schools and all this I could not. Said no, I'll go cheaper. But I found it, and I found it for like less than $10, a whole set of Williams-Sonoma. Le Creuset, when I find that, I love it. So and
I've got a big skillet of Le Creuset, the big blue one. I don't know how big it is, but I do my fried chicken in there. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I found that one.
Yeah,
I love the flip Le Creuset.
I love it. Oh my God, I can't sell it. That's my problem. I did some things, I regretted it.
Oh, we all have those. I do my jewelry auctions with a brand new piece of jewelry on, and then before I know it, at the end of the auction, it's gone. It's been sold.
Somebody
wanted it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly the way it is here. I'm like, but I am going to be doing my auction. I am get this started. I'm trying to figure out how to do it so I don't mess up. And I've seen them on YouTube. I just got to figure out how to do it. And then once I do, I am going to be doing the auctions. I do have some pieces that just deserve to be with somebody. I have so much to chance.
Sure. And let us know when you're doing them so we can, get the word out and get all of the hands.
Joan, I'm more than happy to help you get that up and running, and I'll even call your auction for you if you'd like.
Oh wow, that sounds good. Definitely need to talk. Look at this.
Oh, look at that one. Is that crystal?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful.
And it's sterling silver class.
Oh no! Wow, that's amazing, Joan. I love it. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you can't just put it on.
Yeah,
it's going to have to go to the highest bidder, definitely.
Yeah. So these type of things like this, these are just recent finds this week. So when I tell you I have so much, well, it's not funny. So bags out, I still have maybe enough to do maybe 50 more of those bags, those gallon size bags, because I was stashing everything and not selling it.
I know that happens too, but eventually, you know, we just start looking around and we don't even know where to put it anymore. We bought enough bins and buckets and whatever.
So I had it out. Yeah.
Well,
that's why y'all need a pegboard. That's why you need pegboards.
That thing's gonna fall. The weight of the jewelry is incredible. You can't even believe how much jewelry weighs.
Yes.
It starts stacking up. But I think if there's no other questions, we're going to let Joan have the last word to her fans, to her followers, and you know, anything you want to say to them, Joan. Because like I said, we're just so happy that you're a part of this community and many, many more communities, because you just, you know, you do all kinds of content that we enjoy so much. So I'm going to let you have this last word before we say goodbye.
Okay. Thank you so much, Thelma. And I really appreciate Kelly too. Thank you guys. But what I do want to stress is that if you are somebody watching us, we are just women. You could do this too. You at least try. Because again, everybody might not have the personality. However, you'll never know if you don't try, and it's a regret. If you do have fire, I say do it, because the fact that I'm doing this, believe me, is unbelievable. People are like, "What, you?" Yes, and so be yourself and just get out here and try it. And that's really what it is, because we all love things. I mean, there's lots of people out here that thrift. People are into, you know, they're really interested, and you might have a story. You just don't know you got that story. You know, and the story can touch somebody, you know. The internet has opened us up, and we're opened up the world to be able to get your point across to so many people. And it's a blessing. It really is. But
it really is. It really is, Joan. And when, like I said, when you talk about your son and you talk about your struggles, and then the way you were able to put that smile, not only on your face, but on others' faces, many faces, we thank you for that. We really, really do. I mean, we appreciate it. And we hear that. And other people that are struggling with those thoughts, those self-destructive thoughts, you help them. And I really, really do. Thank you for that. I want you guys to subscribe to her. Pardon me?
I wanted to thank you, because you are one of the front runners that came on here. Acknowledge that, you know, it's been a long time that you've been doing this, and a lot of people did pick that up. And like I said, I would have never even thought about it. You know, that's how I even found out about thrifting. So it is important to have these videos out there. And so we do need to, like I said, acknowledge that was, you know, it is something to look, you know, something to be proud of.
Thank you, Joan. I appreciate that. But those of you who have not subscribed to her, her link is going to be in the description box. It's also going to be in my chat. And Kelly at Hip Flippin' Mama is trying to get to her big 1K as well, because nobody does a ride along like Kelly. She's and she needs to do those live videos. So get her to 1,000 tonight, guys, or as soon as you possibly can. She's almost there. Don't forget to subscribe to her as well. I thank you so much for joining me. We're going to have another chat tomorrow as well, and I hope to have a few more before the summer is up and they put me back to work in that classroom. Thank you again, guys. Have a wonderful week, and we're almost at the weekend, so amen. Joan, you still good for a little bit? We're going to just stop the broadcast. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Mama loves you.